Okay, we just got to the new campsite. We camped the first night on the other side of this ridge. It's a little easier to get to, where I've camped several times before. This is deeper into the same area, and I've not camped this far back in before, so we're gonna set up camp. It's a Saturday morning. We just woke up and broke camp down there, so there's Cornell setting up his tent.
Yep, I should have just broke it down. I just kind of half-assed it, and it's going to be more trouble to put it back up again.
Yeah. So anyway, we get through here, we're going to go down into those bottoms and maybe hike up the side of the mountain here, see what we can find. And there's Elijah. He's gonna put his tent up. Huh? Whatever. So anyhow. And also at the bottom of this hill in the creek, there's a good hole of water there, so maybe we can catch dinner. Hopefully. If not, Cornell, he bought steaks and drumsticks to cook over the fire, so we're gonna have a.
That's gonna bring Sasquatch right to us when we start cooking those babies.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'll be right over there.
So, but anyway, we last night shortly after dark, and I hope Elijah got it on recording, is we had some really intense, like angry chattering sounds coming from up the hill, and it was at a distance, but hopefully we got that recorded so we can analyze it and see if we can identify it.
That will be a treat if we got that.
The audio is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, the audio. I mean, that would be something. And then later the really loud tree knocks, which was actually over the ridge in this area, is where it was coming from. I actually thought they were gunshots. They were so loud, but there were three in succession. And now what time was that happened? About 11?
Yeah.
About 11 o'clock?
Because you asked me what time it was about, like an hour later, and it was like 11:56. So.
Okay.
Are you going to pitch right there, Elijah?
You'll be in front of.
Well, I was going to move it. Like, I was just trying to set it up so I can slide it over.
I'm just filming us setting up camp now. Actually, I'm filming Elijah and Cornell setting it up. I can't do anything because I'm filming.
Okay. So.
What's going to be better for you for your setup?
I think it's side by side, Elijah.
I think we're both this way.
That way we got a good view of. We have a good view of the camp.
All right. Yeah, right here.
This
and then we have the fire over here.
So this part of the video here, this is just us setting up camp. I've been told by some people that watch my channel that they like to see just stuff like this. So this is us setting up camp. Cornell, he got some video last night as well, so be sure and keep an eye out on his channel. What is your channel called, Cornell?
The No Such Thing Podcast.
The No Such Thing Podcast. Of course, if you've been following my channel very long, you'll hear me reference that a lot. He's from all the way up in Massachusetts, and he took a flight down here. This is his second time. He came down last time, and he and I came down here in October, mid-October, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And there's more, that was then. So anyway, this is mid-March.
Every time Dave mentions my channel, I get 10 to 20 subscribers.
You get what now?
I get like 10 to 20 subscribers somewhere around every time you mention my channel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in a couple of days I'll get 10 or 20 people.
So we're just networking, trying to help each other out there, and Cornell's got some good content on his video. So as I've said before, if you haven't already, I encourage you to check out his channel, the No Such Thing Podcast.
Yeah, I try to get interviews of people and on location kind of stuff. So that's what I use YouTube for. Rather than just doing like audio interviews, I like to get out on the field as well.
Yeah, he's gotten some really neat interviews. He got actually an interview with one of the producers on the Travel Channel or so that has done several documentaries. So yeah, he's got some neat stuff on there.
Oh, Doug Highcheck?
Yeah. Is that how you say his name? High check?
Yeah.
Okay.
High check, yeah.
Well, I'm going to turn this off and help them set up camp before they mutiny on me. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to hopefully get some neat stuff this trip.
Now Mark's going to come in to find us and we're not going to be at the spot. I wonder if he'll keep coming in to try to find us.
I would kind of like to go find a higher spot where I can get some signal and check up on Stacy.
Yeah. Very few people actually would sit down and listen to folk music, you know. They go to a bar and listen to it, but
I'm upset that England gave us Black Sabbath and then we got, now my generation gives them what?
I don't even know. Imagine Dragons. Everything sounds the same now. It's all like Coldplay. Once the record.
Well, on this camp, we are at this camp. We're up on the side of the ridge here. We got a good, very good vantage point if something comes walking around this evening. So I'm just going to give you all kind of a panorama of where we're at. That's on the other side, we were in the mountains. This goes off of this down there and it gets into the bottomland, very swampy. In the past, I've walked down there, me and a friend, and we found footprints down there. If anything approaches, we've got a good vantage point this evening. Very quiet out here. It was over from this area. Somewhere near here, it sounded like anyway, where those really loud wood knocks were coming from later in the night. So, I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's a good hole of water in the creek there. Go fishing here in a little bit.
How do you like yours?
Kind of medium.
Sound good.
So anyway, Cornell, he brought steaks to camp, so we're having lunch. And Cornell's got his. That looks good. Crisp it a little more on the outside. So we got Elijah cooking it. Cornell seasoned them, and very few things are better than food cooked on a campfire.
Yeah, fish is especially good like this.
Good food, good
Ramen.
friends. Oh man, yeah.
And Elijah's a chef too, so.
Not a chef.
Sort of.
I cook a lot.
This is an extremely good idea.
How's the steak, Cornell?
Fantastic. It's really good.
It's all good?
I'm
All
just
right.
sad that I can't eat the fat.
You don't eat the fat?
If it's not well done, I don't eat it.
I'll eat it.
Really?
The fat
I
holds
love
like
chicken
the fat.
skin. There's nothing better than crispy chicken skin.
That's about as crispy as it's gonna get before it gets more well done.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this down and eat my steak now. All right, we're gonna go down into these bottomlands now. Cornell's way ahead of us. We just heard a pretty distinctive whoop down in there. So like I say, we were hearing vocalizations and tree knocks around camp last night. The last tree knock was very loud. I think that's the first time Elijah's heard anything like that.
That clear, yeah.
He's grew up with me being interested in this, but as far as getting into it himself, I think this is his first actual, what you'd call an expedition or so. So
Yeah, I mean, there were a few when I was like a little kid, and you
Yeah.
were in like Bigfootville, but
right. Of course, he was a little kid then, literally.
yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna start
Yeah, you can go.
walking
I'll
down
catch
the hill. It was brutally cold last night. It's nice now, but it was cold. Well, it's the first day of spring. This is all going to be greening up pretty quickly. It looks like Cornell might have found something.
That's a big stride though, right? And there, you
Well-
can't see this on the phone.
But they're probably hopping. Anything.
See those ones, Dave?
Yeah.
That's definitely a boot, right?
Yeah.
As we-
I don't know. This is barefoot. That's a barefoot track right there.
Really?
It's looks like a person, but it's a barefoot track. You can see the toes up in it.
Oh.
But that's a person. What they were doing down here barefoot, I don't know.
Feral people.
Are we going in the middle?
Sure.
Oh, well, they were drinking.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. So, yeah, that was a definite, just a human footprint. Don't know why they'd be down here barefooted, but
Unless Bigfoot likes Michelob Ultra.
yeah, look, Bigfoot likes Michelob Ultra.
Does that go off in a different direction, Dave, or just parallel this?
Just parallels. Sometimes it's completely flooded down here. Now, just up here is where I cast a pretty good footprint here a couple of years ago when me and Brian were down here. But yeah, sometime in the spring when it gets really wet season, this will all be underwater and people will just go up this way if they need to get back in here. So yeah, we just about 15 minutes ago heard a distinctive whoop down in this area. So
Favorite thing down here right now is just the little pops of color that you get, like the pink flowers on the tree up there, just against that brown.
the red bud.
Yeah.
We're gonna go check the creek out over here.
Game trail right there. You brought my machete, huh?
Nah.
Pretty pink tree.
I tell you, for no other reason, going out looking for Bigfoot's good for you. It's good exercise.
Nerds who like the outdoors.
Nerds for the outdoors. There you go. Now, normally a lot of times I've been down there, that camp spot that we just were able to get back into, the roads are too bad to drive into it, so this is kind of a...
Briars.
There's a lot of briars in here. I'm tangled up in some right now. Yeah. Anybody that's new to this channel, we are in the Kiamichi Mountains of southeast Oklahoma. It's my favorite places to go to. And no, we are not down here trying to trap a Bigfoot, as our
That's a nice spot
state
here.
legislators come up with. Good grief. Yeah. Here's some good fishing holes right up there. Come back and fish that later, and down here. You know, it's worth it just to get down here just for the scenery, you know. You know, really, some of that area that you've videoed you hiking up in Massachusetts looks similar to this, Cornell.
Yeah, it does. It's amazing that it's 2,000 miles apart and it's pretty much the same.
2,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oklahoma to Massachusetts, yeah. Well, it's 4.5 hour flight. 500 miles an hour. That's where the plane goes.
Wow.
It's nearly as far as, it's only a couple of hours shorter than going to Ireland.
Now, from my house, this is about an hour's drive. So it's not that, it's about, I think from my driveway to this place is like 60 miles, pretty much exactly. Now, right now you don't have to look, but here when it gets hot weather, you've got good fishing down here, and you got to watch where you step because water moccasins are very prevalent. Hopefully this summer down here I'll be able to get some video of those as well. I'm going around. Okay, now this split in this trail right here, it's full of water now. It was mud then, but about 2 years ago I found and cast a really good track here, and they had, what it had done was walked from these woods and walked across here, and it left about 3 tracks. One was good enough to cast, and I've actually still got the cast, and Brian, my friend Brian Baker, he was with me at the time, and of course, like I say, it's full of water now, and there was a lot more vegetation at that time. It was later in the year, but good track right there, and there's a picture of it. on a thumbnail in one of my videos, as well as one of the Cornells. But this place right here, this split in this road, is where I have cast a really good track in the past. So maybe we'll find another one.
Yep, we're
Or
gonna,
2 or 3 or 4.
yeah, we're gonna take a walk in this way. This is going away from our camp, so we'll see what we can find.
Coming off this mountain, there's going to be bordered over there by another mountain that flattens out down here into almost this boggy, swampy like stuff down here.
People drive down here, you can see it.
Okay, Cornell. So,
Come on.
who's got the coolest accent? Southern accent or the Irish accent? What do you think?
Oh, I'd rather have the southern accent.
I don't know.
I hate hearing my own voice.
Me too. I don't realize how southern I sound till I hear my voice. And I'm like, oh, I really sound like that.
Nobody likes their own voice, I don't think. Even like really famous people.
I think politicians like their own voice.
Oh, yeah.
They love to hear themselves talk. Hey, look out there. That's beautiful. See the red buds blooming?
Yeah, that's very. It
So-
just feels like if you want to see anything, that's what it would be.
Yeah. And you got the ridge over here. Yeah, beautiful down here. Morel mushrooms anytime.